All right, welcome to the show, The Stars. Well, Ashton's not here yet, Fedor. And, hey, man, it's been a long time.
It's been a long time, man.
What, man?
But we're back.
We're back. What, 5 months?
It's been a while, yeah.
Damn.
But that doesn't mean nothing has been happening.
Tons of stuff's going on.
Right.
So, hey, you could actually say back by popular demand. I mean, I've been asked a lot, man.
We've had some requests. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So,
well, you know what? What's cool about these little videos is you take this long, arduous 3.5, 4, 5 hour meeting,
man.
and we break it down into 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever.
Yeah.
Just hit the high spots.
Yeah, high spots, the juicy stuff, basically.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Or what I think is juicy.
Yeah.
Hey, so let's start with this last meeting. So here, I'll throw out a couple of the big parts that I thought happened, man. One of them was the mayor talking about, hey, you have to watch the money. And then he brought up, hey, legal fees. Legal fees are climbing. Then what I thought was really interesting as he mentions that, Councilmember Trillo mentions, hey, you're suing the city.
Right.
Which would actually mean you're helping cause the legal fees to go
so
up.
on one hand, he's bitching about the legal fees, but on the other hand, he's causing the legal fees.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of optics.
Yeah.
Scott and his sister-in-law Sarah, they're always pulling the check register, right? That's their kind of their shtick.
Yeah, they do that.
And they want to
meeting.
look like these fiscal, like we're on top of everything, which, in my opinion, is only dragging out the meeting, right? Because they get those packets. What, 2, 3 days
at least 3 days ahead of time.
Yeah, so they get the packets. They could see something they don't like, and they could call the city manager and say, "Hey, what's check number blah 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 for?" And they could get an explanation right then, and just skip it all together in the meeting.
Yeah. No, you could definitely do that.
But watch how long the check register part takes in a meeting. They just drag it out.
Yeah. That's what I would do if I thought something was suspicious or wanted a clarification. I would call ahead of time. That way, it's kind of courteous to your other members.
Well, and to the city, to
the people watching.
So we don't have to stay up till 10 o'clock at night trying to figure out what the heck's going on.
Yeah. So that's.
But it's all and I've talked about this before. It's optics. What do I look like? Well, I look like this fiscal conservative, and that's what he was trying to do in that meeting. Is legal fees are going up.
Oh yeah.
And then Trujillo pops in and says, "Wait a minute. Aren't you suing the city?"
Yeah. Yeah. So when I was watching it, man, that made me laugh. And I'm thinking, man, he just called you out. You look pretty stupid.
Well, there's definitely not a response to that. So.
Yeah. And he went on to say, hey, I'm not going to respond. Then he said some stuff. But, he just talks in circles a lot. And, just try to deflect what's going on. But, there was a part in there, too, where he mentions something about, the citizens and deserve transparency. And the first thing I thought of is, and I always think about this because I know we know about it, was the Ken Gray contract.
Right.
That was hidden from the public.
He hid it from the public, or somebody.
He signed off on it.
He did.
He was the name on the contract as the mayor, I believe. If I remember right, it's not a natural assumption.
Right.
So anyway, I always think about that. That was a hidden contract that we uncovered.
So there again, just like with the financial thing, he says one thing, does another.
Yeah.
Same thing with the transparency. Says transparency, but then doesn't do it.
Yeah, he didn't do it. At least on that point. But not only that, it cost. What was it? Close to a couple $100,000.
Right.
And he's complaining about this other money. Then he complains about the code of conduct. It costs money to look at that. Come on, man.
You're only going to get, when you're in the government, and being on the school board and all, you only get a limited amount of transparency. You can have a little bit, but our police chief.
Oh yeah.
Right? The last one, Joe's gone. I hope he's doing well wherever he went.
Oh yeah. So you have a new acting. Yeah.
But we don't know what happened. We can't know what happened.
Yeah, you're not supposed to know. Yeah, you're not supposed to. As a matter of fact, even the mayor himself, at one time when Chief Gardner was gone, released, or whatever happened with Chief Gardner, there was one of the news guys did a piece on it, and the mayor said, "Hey, I'm sorry, but I can't comment on personnel issues."
Right, but if you wanted to be transparent, wouldn't you comment? So that's the thing. You're only in government. You're only going to get a limited amount.
Well, the personnel issues you're not supposed to. The closed door items you're not supposed to. But the mayor. I even wrote this down as I was looking at some old stuff. This is way back when, 2020 December. There was a post where the mayor says, "Hey, the point of my post, because he was catching some heat talking about some new members, and then he was talking about I believe the ex-attorney. And he says the point of my post is to bring out in public what's being attempted behind closed doors.
Right.
So when he's talking about the Brown Act with the other members,
right.
hey, they could flip it on him and say, hey, look at your post.
And there again,
yeah,
he's saying that one thing,
and he's doing another, man.
And we said it before, and we were talking before we started recording, that the only thing that Scott is consistent on is being inconsistent.
Right? Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. And so, and that's the whole thing too. I think it's a power struggle now, because we've had one guy come out now that's saying, hey, I'm running for mayor this year. And he came out early.
This is going to be a big year. This is an election year. There's what, 2 council seats, and the mayorship are all up for grabs.
All up for grabs.
So redistricting has happened.
Yes.
And he's fucked out early.
Oh, man. So the mayor's right hand, which is his sister-in-law, who votes, I think she's only voted differently maybe once or twice, but you see the connection there. As a matter of fact, when they had the new council members, one of the first things that happened, I believe, if I remember right, was the mayor nominated his sister-in-law to be the second in command. What is it? The mayor pro temp.
Yeah.
And it ended up being Ms. Cho.
Right.
But they attempted it, 3-2. And then, it's a power struggle, I think, man. And then he's going to have his hands full if he decides to run, which would be a horrible idea for him.
Well, yeah, and the city, actually.
yeah.
In my opinion.
My opinion, too, is,
Well, okay, look, and that's another thing that Johnny brought up was, hey, what's happened in the last 10 years?
Oh, yeah.
Here we have, so what's happened in the last 10 years, since nothing has happened.
Yeah.
Now, I don't personally agree that housing is the silver bullet. To me, retail is, right? You want other people coming into this city, leaving their money here, and then going back to their city where they wear out their roads, their sewers, their water, their blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah.
But housing is a good start.
Yeah.
But we haven't.
Well, I think that's where. So I think that's where Mr. Trio's point, that the way I took it was Mr. Robertson, you're complaining about, you're complaining about the money, but yet the city hasn't grown under you. Because remember, he's had the majority for Mr. Robertson used to be part of the majority for a very long time.
When the butcher was in there.
Yeah, the Mad Butcher was there. And so what Mr. Trio is saying is, hey, look, the city hasn't grown in 10 years under you.
Right.
So now we're trying to make it grow. You got to spend money to make money. That's what he said. You got to spend money to make money. And I think my personal opinion is, hey, you know what? I kind of agree with you. Right. Take the chains off the city manager. He's a new guy. Oh, what's his name?
Fernando Santillan.
Yeah. And hey, let's see what happens. And if somehow you overspend, you get in trouble, well, then it's going to be on them.
Now this new guy Santillan at the meeting, and I don't remember how far into the meeting it was when he was talking about all these positions he was opening up. And,
that was quite a bit.
Creating and all this more money he's spending.
Yeah.
Now, Scott did question him, and I will say this, Scott, know you're watching. I agree with you.
Yeah, they like the show.
Yeah. So, good job. I agree with you.
Watch the money.
Yeah, watch the money. So, even a broken clock is right twice a day. But, so I'm going to keep a close eye on this CM. We do have to spend money to make money.
Yeah.
We'll see. Time will tell.
Yeah.
A year from now, if nothing's changed, hey, city manager, go.
Yeah. I mean, that's the way you would have to look at it, and that's kind of the way I read it too. Was Mr. Trio saying, hey, you know what? Let's invest, let's get everything going, and then we hold these guys accountable.
Right.
Which I'm cool with that, because I think he's actually right that the city hasn't really moved too much. Everybody's saying, we're off the highway, man. Yeah. What the hell's been going on? And you're complaining about sewer stuff, man. You got to get the ball rolling. So I think with Mr. Robertson starting to question the money, I don't really. I think it's good to look into the money, but I think he's kind of doing it. This is my natural assumption, is that he's trying to find a division somewhere.
Well, that's what
he's using. And that's an angle that he's using.
Divide and conquer, right?
Yeah.
Which is going to be interesting now when we have already we have one contender for mayor, right? A pastor here in town.
Oh, man.
So
Mr. Louis Quintana.
So that's going to be interesting to see how do you attack him?
Yeah, because there's been a lot of dirty politics over the years. So now with the pastor running, wow, are people gonna lie, make up stuff about him? I mean, I hope not. They shouldn't do that anyway. People shouldn't do that anyway. Right. And I'm not saying anybody in particular, but I've ran a few times, and man, nothing but tons of lies out there, dude.
Well, yeah, storytelling begins. You know?
Yeah, the whisper campaigns.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure they already started the whisper campaigns.
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting year for the election.
Oh man, I think it's time. I think change has come, man. Yeah, I think, and you know, not to poke fun of the mayor, but he's gonna have his hands full. He hasn't really been able to do anything. I kind of feel like I could see his frustration that he can't really do too much.
Oh yeah, no, I totally get it. He can't do what he wants.
But it
should never be about power.
Exactly.
It should be about the people.
It
should be about the city. Yeah. They work for us. They are our employees.
Oh yeah, and then that reminds me of something too. Now I wrote down. So with the new acting police chief, Mr. Garza. There was a post, and the mayor had, I guess, wrote a post, and his wife had reposted it or shared it or whatever, and then on the top she had wrote, you know, hey, these three members wanted the chief out, the ex-chief out. So she writes that, and I'm wondering, well, wait a minute, that's a closed door item. It's a personnel issue. She's saying that they wanted these three out. How does she know? Is she making natural assumptions, or was she told something? Because that would be breaking the Brown Act. If there was something internal told to her. Well, I mean, she's married to the mayor. That's her husband. But I don't think he would break the law and tell her inside stuff.
Well, there again, we talk about it when it's convenient for us. We don't talk about it when it's not convenient.
Yeah.
So it's the consistently inconsistent.
Oh yeah. And then another big point I thought was, so there were some pastors there, and one of them had mentioned that a council member had brought up pulling their religion to the side to be on the council.
Yeah,
which is Sarah Guerra.
Yeah, when Sarah said that.
Yeah, Sarah said that, and then
that was for the pride flags.
Was that? Yeah,
downtown.
Yeah, I think it was for that. So, but that's when she mentioned it. But she mentions that, and then the guy says, "You guys are sitting under a sign that says in God we trust."
Oops.
Well, someone's got to talk to her, man. Someone's got to ask her.
Well,
if she's trying to run this year, that's going to be hard to overcome that.
I don't care what you believe in, but whatever you believe in, you should believe in it. You shouldn't ever put it to the side.
Yeah, that was probably one of the most ridiculous statements I've ever heard.
Well,
I mean, I think what she was trying to probably say was, hey, look, I'm trying to do what I think is right. I don't even put my religion. But your religion's kind of who you are.
Well, if you're running an honest campaign and you're telling people who you really are, then when you get elected, you should act on that. You shouldn't be somebody different.
Oh, yeah. I mean, because I live my life through my religion. You know what I mean? There's things I ain't going to do because of my religion.
It's the founding principle, right?
It's supposed to be. So if I was running against Mrs. Guerra, that's all I would talk about. I would go to the door and say, hey, Mrs. Guerra said she put her religion to the side. I won't do that. And boom, that was pretty much it.
Yeah, that would be it.
Not only that, I'd probably say, hey, and all she's done is whatever the mayor does.
Yeah, there's nothing that she's done on her own, I don't think.
Yeah.
That I can think of anyways.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's quite obvious that she's just an automatic vote, almost an automatic vote for him.
So this year's it's an election year where there's 3 seats up for grab, right? Two council seats, which is Sarah Garra's,
and Mr. Trio's,
and then the mayorship. Scott Robertson. So those are all up for grab. So it's going to be
awesome.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, and then on a side note, school district.
Oh yeah.
So Dr. Shepard was signed for another year.
Okay, so she's basically the school's version of our city manager.
Exactly.
Okay.
So here's something else. The mayor claims that the school district doesn't want to meet with the city. Well, we do meet. maybe I don't meet with Mr. Robertson or the boards don't meet, but our city manager meets with our superintendent. That's how we get things done. Now, and that's it. But he wants to do something else where the boards meet. But I always thought that's a bad idea because I should never meet with the city council member in a group because I'm always worried it could start backdoor deals. Hey, Joe, let's meet. Hey, Joe, man, what do you think about this and that? And all of a sudden now there's something going on the side. I think it's a horrible thing to do. Yeah. Now, if everybody just wants to get together and have pizza and a soda pop or whatever, for whatever, I don't mean whatever, but no backdoor deals, man.
Right. Yeah, no, the school board sends their employee, the
superintendent,
and the city council sends their employee, the
city manager,
and you guys deal with it.
Oh yeah, and how do you think we got an SRO back on campus? It's not because we don't talk. We talk through the superintendent.
Right. Well, there again, that's just misinformation.
Misinformation, and brought on by who?
Why? Yeah,
he keeps talking about it.
Why divide all the time? Is it to divide and conquer?
Yeah, well, I think so, and I think it's because I think the mayor kind of does that, and this is my natural assumption. I think he does that because he's not leading the pack anymore. Because the new majority, and it is a majority of a new way of, hey, we're going to try to progress.
Well, they're doing things.
They're doing things. It's not like it was.
We don't know if it's right, wrong, or indifferent. But they are finally doing something.
Yeah, and then you know what? And this has been said at the school board level that I'm on is, hey, look, man, let's change it up. We think there's a lot of things that aren't working, that hasn't been working.
Right.
And if it doesn't work when we change it, then we change it again.
Right.
What the hell's wrong with that?
Right.
And I think that needs to be the mentality.
Well, it should be, because otherwise you keep doing the same thing over and over again. And the definition of insanity is to do the same thing expecting a different result.
Yep.
And we've been doing the same thing.
So you have the school district just moving forward a whole different direction under this new board. And it's the new board too, Mrs. Alanis, Mr. Sahota. When they came in, well, here's the story. So the fencing at the junior high, which was a really big deal to me and some members back in the day, and the SROs. Those things were pretty much stopped, put on hold. They even tried to defund at one point the SRO money that we had money that we had for safety that we were using for the SRO. So one of the things that happened as a board member, what I did, and I purposely waited for the last election, and we had 2 new members get on, and I made those items, the fencing and the SRO. And I did that because now you have 2 new members, hoping that the thinking would be different,
right,
and get a different outcome, and it has. Right. So now not only are we fencing the junior high, now we have an SRO. We're going to be trying to get another one.
The fence at the junior high, that to me seems like a no-brainer. Why would every house in town has a fence around it?
Right?
Why wouldn't you fence your kids?
So if the kids are the most precious things that we got, why wouldn't you put more security? See, that's been a fight that's been a fight for years, but I think most people don't even know that. So then this board that we have right now, we've been actively doing a lot of things. And I think the sad part is a lot of people don't pay attention. So then what happens is somebody says something on social media. Now all of a sudden the district is the bad guy.
Right.
Where the board is actually parents representing the city.
Right.
Our areas. But not only that, we're parents that have to work within the system, and then we get information, and then we get internal information, and decisions are made. So what you see right now with this school board right now is everybody's gelled together, man. I mean, and it's all for the common interest of the kids, which is the first time since I've been around, since I've seen everybody do that. No more special interest. We kicked the crap out of the special interest, man.
Awesome. That's the way it should be.
Right? I'm proud of him, man. And I love Dr. Shepard, man. She is awesome. Board President, Mrs. Jensen. So here's another thing. In December, we had a reorganization of the school board. We do it every December. We kept the board exactly the way it was. We kept President Jensen as the president, Mrs. Alanis as the vice president, and Mr. Sahota as the clerk. And because we like how everything's going. Right. I mean, everything's, nothing's perfect, but there's a lot of changes, and we all like it, and it's geared towards the kids. And, man, it's going good, dude. So there's going to, like I said, We're all gelling, man. It's good, and it's unfortunate the city can't be gelling right now. But I think that's because of the division caused by a couple people.
Well, yeah. Well, that's the thing is, if you could keep them divided, you could keep them bickering about small things and not, focusing on the flags for the veterans.
Yeah, I don't know the whole story, but I've caught little pieces watching the meeting.
Well, from what I gathered is they're arguing about where to put them. Hey, we got no flags right now.
Yeah.
Any flag would be good.
Yeah.
And it seems like they're being provided by a private entity.
Yeah, I think there's a group, and I think they might be selling them.
Okay, so you say, hey, buy a flag. And
I think.
Yada,
Yeah,
yada. Okay.
I don't know the whole.
Right,
whole
or you
thing, but
sponsor a flag or
something like that. Yeah, something
to
like that.
effect. Okay.
So so the argument has been where you're going to place them.
Why would you argue about that? Flags are a great idea.
Yeah.
Well, or these banners or whatever. I think Sanger has them. I guess what I'm envisioning is something similar to what Sanger has.
Yeah.
So I think they're a great idea. Why would you argue about that? Because of where to put them?
Yeah, that's the argument is where they go.
So here comes those whispers again. Oh my God, they're going to put them here instead of here. Can you believe that? Why don't you?
Oh, yeah,
you know
I see.
I mean?
Yeah,
so
I see what you're saying.
They start dividing people.
Yeah, it's divide.
I think everybody
division.
would agree flags are a good idea.
Oh, it's a great idea. Yeah.
But then, here comes the division.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, no, I get your point 100%.
We haven't been here for 5 months, so we got a lot to talk about.
Oh, man, I love it.
You know, what happens when the sound system was the big deal a while back, right?
Yeah.
Downtown sound system. Are we going to do the same thing with the music?
Oh,
we need to have this music. Oh, no, we need to have this. Oh, no, you can't have. Come on, man.
Yeah, the sound system, it is what it is. I mean, I was delivering soda in Kingsburg. They have a system downtown. Plays like some kind of Swedish music. Yeah.
Sorry, Kingsburg.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I think, man, the concentration needs to be on bringing in businesses downtown.
I think
because there's not too many businesses downtown that
right.
I think people are flocking to, man.
Right. So we need to bring businesses into town.
Yeah. Ashton, man, come on, we miss you,
bud.
And anyway, man, we'll wrap this one up and.
We'll start doing it more often because elections are coming.
Yeah. So as of right now, Mr. Quintana, he put his name in and he put it in early.
Right now,
that's
he's
for a
running
reason.
Unopposed.
I would imagine. I don't think it's a good idea for Mr. Robertson to run again, but I think he's going to have his hands full, man. And you know what, man? For Mr. Quintana, who I've known him for a long time. I haven't talked to him in a long time, but I'd probably go door to door for that guy, man. To help him, man.
That's what it's going to take.
Yeah, whatever it takes, man. All right, hey, thanks for watching the show, guys.
See ya.